My primary stakeholder for this video essay will be UCLA Atlas Community Health Initiative, whom I want to spread awareness and praise towards how they have added to anti-racism movements in Los Angeles' genetic science community. I will be showcasing the positive impacts they have made in relation to community outreach and combating against the underrepresentation of marginalized groups in scientific health research. I believe these larger impacts made by Atlas are extremely important to the state of Los Angeles' genetic science community and to the fight against racist sentiments in science. My topic will also be the same as it was for Project 1, which was racism in genetic science within the fault line of Los Angeles County, California. The following video essay will detail the history of the UCLA Atlas Community Health Initiative and its vital addition to anti-racist sentiments within the genetic science community of Los Angeles County, California. Anti-Racism in Los Angeles Genetic Science Community Today will be the title of this film. Janine Schofield's Racism in Science, a Perspective from Gene Therapy, relates to UCLA Atlas because of its discussion on creating more diversity in genetic science organizations. Schofield's claims directly relate to UCLA Atlas's desire and work for change in the genetic science community of Los Angeles. I found that this resource fundamentally echoes Atlas's work to diversify genetic research. This is obvious as UCLA provides a research space home to many diverse researchers and opportunity for diverse subject matter as well. Essentially, the principal beliefs of Schofield's text aligns with my stakeholder. Furthermore, both this resource and my stakeholder look at racism in the genetic science field through a modern lens. Both of these entities approach genetic science and its discourse community as a space for progress to grow. The strong anti-racism and inclusive sentiments of both this resource and my stakeholder is essential in how they correlate and support one another. The support helps me to infer how essential and intersectional the genetic science discourse community is to individual communities. Ambrose Wonkum et al., Black Lives Matter, and Black Research Matters, the African Society of Human Genetics Call to Halt Racism in Science, relates to UCLA Atlas because of its focus on diversifying genomics research. Wonkum et al. Asserts the need for harnessing more diversity in scientific research, with distinct emphasis on Black research and the end of scientific colonization. The combating against the exploitation of Black bodies that Wonkum et al. Describes directly relates to what the UCLA Atlas Community Health Initiative is trying to accomplish. UCLA Atlas is taking great leaps to create a more very diverse biobank for genomics research. Their focus on creating a more genetically diverse and representative collection of data for the betterment of Los Angeles' genetic science community is extremely similar to the hopes and goals presented by Wonkum et al. And those connected with the African Society of Human Genetics. And so, I feel it is imperative to connect the two and understand how anti-racism is becoming a trend across multiple organizations. Julia B. Hager's Eugenics, Sex, and Family Life Education and Juvenile Delinquency in Los Angeles County, California relates to UCLA Atlas because of the contextualization it provides towards Los Angeles' history with the genetic science field. Hager focuses our understanding of the genetic science community within Los Angeles, and she also contextualizes the sort of footing and history that has influenced why UCLA Atlas was even created. I found that understanding and seeing the history between the two entities was essential to understanding Atlas's greater influence on LA County. Furthermore, Hager's text does well to showcase just how far LA's genetic science community has come. Hager presents a Los Angeles that was relentless in utilizing racist ideology to promote power and elitism, while UCLA Atlas is representative of a Los Angeles research community that prioritizes diversifying research and creating fair representation from many genetic backgrounds. For these reasons, it is essential to create a connection and understanding between Hager's piece and the Atlas Community Health Initiative. My final resource, Christy L. Roybal et al., Strategies to Build Trustworthiness and Increase Diversity in Colorectal Cancer Biospecimen Research, a multi-phase, multi-site qualitative study, relates to UCLA Atlas because it provides another example of modern outreach goals in Los Angeles. Seeking out marginalized, representative communities of Los Angeles and how to build trust between those communities and researchers is an essential step for Atlas's goals of creating a diverse biobank. I believe you cannot have one without the other, and that they both allow for a greatly more progressive reality for future research initiatives. Furthermore, Roybal et al. Continues to contextualize the state of Los Angeles County's genetic science discourse community. The reality of this community is much more modern and progressive than previously mentioned resources, so we are able to have a better understanding of how Los Angeles' scientific community has changed over time and is leaning towards anti-racism. UCLA Atlas is a leading organization in Los Angeles County's modern and diverse approach to genetic science research. According to UCLA Health, the UCLA Atlas Community Health Initiative was created to engage a, quote, diverse sample of patients in precision health research. In connection with available medical records, Atlas is able to obtain substantial biospecimen and biobank data from a very diverse sample for the betterment of creating more inclusive genetic research. In my opinion, the initiative's ability to create a space for as many samples as possible, and especially as many diverse samples as possible, is worth much praise. Atlas is actively working to aid underrepresented populations in genetic and medical research through its mission and goals, tackling the historically racist ideologies of scientific research communities head-on, through purposeful and realistic means of collecting diverse data, while this also ultimately benefits the world of health research as well. This is evident as more research into diverse genetic ancestry allows more understanding to the discrepancies in medical aid and health developments. UCLA as an institution has also impacted Los Angeles' genetic science community and contextualizes Atlas's standpoint. The University of California, Los Angeles is a vital, conceivably primary institution for research within Los Angeles County. I believe understanding this university and its own contributions to LA's genetic science community is necessary to fully understand Atlas's standpoint and mission. UCLA and their genetic science researchers have been at the forefront of genetic science progress for decades, as their genetic science and health departments have consistently developed new gene therapy approaches, committed to in-depth studies on stem cells, and generally helped to transform the science community's understanding of genetics. Their foundational influence on research and genetic sciences within Los Angeles County helps to further contextualize the creation and growth of UCLA Atlas Community Health Initiative. UCLA not only wants to be at the forefront of genetic science development, but I believe their creation of UCLA Atlas showcases their desire to also be a leading contributor to the development of anti-racism within genetic science research and create more fundamental progress for the diverse Los Angeles and global community. Atlas has also fundamentally changed the diversity of genetic science research in Los Angeles County, California. Los Angeles is an incredibly diverse city within the United States of America, even, quote, one of the most ethnically diverse cities in the world, according to UCLA Health. And UCLA Atlas is working to make their genetic science community representative of that diversity. This is a fundamental shift from Los Angeles' past, as seen in Schofield's writings. However, a leading contribution to the modern progressive trend genetic science is taking towards anti-racism over racist sentiments. UCLA Atlas recognizes the differences in disease risk amongst different genetic ancestries, and so is providing genetic science with a forthcoming organization that wants to improve discrepancies in healthcare among underrepresented groups. Atlas's researchers even go so far as to acknowledge that despite making up only 16% of the global population, nearly 80% of genome study participants are of European descent. This discrepancy is massive, and Atlas's diverse biobank initiative, for the sake of creating representative research, is astounding for the community. UCLA Atlas is setting a foundation for future genetic entities in Los Angeles County as well. Being such an established and modern contributor to the overarching trend of anti-racist genetic science research in Los Angeles County, I believe UCLA Atlas can be a beacon for other present and future genetic science entities. I believe Atlas is already doing so in their ability to showcase the robust benefits of having such a diverse pool of genetic resources, such as the ability to do, quote, more rigorous genetic and epidemiological studies for a greater understanding towards the connection between genetic ancestry and disease risk, according to UCLA Health. The initiative also definitively provides an example for future entities due to its large-scale and ethical collection of biobank data. According to UCLA Health, the initiative currently includes 259,208 consenting participants, and within that population, the biospecimen data collected is incredibly diverse and representative of the diversity needed in modern scientific research. Other genetic science entities would be remiss to not continue the good work done by Atlas or acknowledge the benefit that scientific progress will have on medical research and understanding. For these reasons, we must understand the importance of Atlas's ability to inspire within the science community. The work done by UCLA Atlas should continue in future genetic research organizations. As previously mentioned, I believe that Atlas is providing a stepping stone for future genetic science entities in Los Angeles. I really do believe this to be true because of the remarkable work UCLA Atlas has done towards diversifying genomics and genetic research at large. Their ability to so fiercely fight racism within that community will surely set the path out for future and present organizations that must follow in the pursuit of inclusion and progress. Their forthcoming presence within Los Angeles' genetic science community has helped to serve historically underrepresented and marginalized groups within scientific research and research relating to health especially. The expansion of diversity that Atlas has helped contribute within genetic science research will undeniably improve our understanding of links between disease development and genetic ancestry, differences between genetic ancestries, and further correlations between medicine and culture. These are essential aspects of research and humanity, and the reasons for why I believe that Atlas is an essential organization for continuing anti-racism in scientific research.